These Mountaintop Pistachio Lava Chocolate Brownies are our take on Dubai chocolate, but without the hard-to-find crunch. Thick, glossy, and veined with real pistachio cream, they bake up with set edges and a molten center. Let's bake them. Welcome back to the Mountaintop Kitchen, or if it's your first time, I'm glad you're here. I'm Stone, the Mountaintop Baker, and today we're going to get started right away with making our pistachio lava chocolate bars. Now this is sort of Dubai inspired, but we're going to remove all the fuss today. We're not going to use the crunchy stuff that's in the, I don't even want to try to pronounce it, in the normal Dubai chocolate desserts. We are going to substitute chopped up pistachios to give a little bit of added crunch to our bars. So stick with us because we're getting started right now. The first thing that we need to do is prepare our pan. This is an 8 by 8 inch Atico square tin, and I have it lined with parchment paper. Now, what is important when you line your tin with parchment paper is to make sure that at least on two sides that you have a little bit of overhang, at least a couple of inches, to be able to pull your bars out after they're baked. So we have two sides that have a couple extra inches, and so we're all ready. That's your first step. You want to lightly grease this. We're going to use baking spray. So get your pan ready because we're getting ready to make this. Okay, now that our baking tin is ready and set aside, we're going to get on with the first step of getting our batter ready. So I have 2 sticks of butter. I will put all of the quantity measurements right here on screen and down below in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. So we have 2 sticks of butter. I'm going to turn on my cooktop, my induction cooktop, and get the butter melted, and then I'm going to add in a bittersweet or a semi-sweet chocolate. I'm using chips just because I find that a little easier. And just mix until all of that is nicely melted and looking nice and glossy. This will take just a couple minutes. As you're heating up your chocolate and your butter, you do want to stir because you don't want your chocolate to burn. Okay, now that our butter and chocolate are nicely combined, I'm just going to move it to another bowl and let it cool down for about 5 minutes before we add it to the rest of our ingredients. Okay, let's move on to the next step. While our chocolate and butter mixture is cooling down, we're going to go ahead and add our 3 eggs, our granulated sugar, and our brown sugar. And we're going to beat this on a medium speed for about 4 minutes. You can use a stand mixer. I prefer to use a hand mixer whenever I can. It just seems to be a lot more convenient. Okay, it's been about 4 minutes, and we're going to slowly add in our butter and chocolate mixture. And we want to make sure we get all of it out, so let's go ahead and use our trusty spatula to get all of that chocolate goodness out of our bowl, because who wants to waste chocolate? I certainly don't. Now you want to keep mixing. We've got to pump some air into this batter because that will help to give us our nice crackly looking top on top of our bars. Okay, I'm just going to scrape down my bowl a little bit. Now I love this hand mixer because of the can shape. You can just set it down. It doesn't fall over or anything like that. If you're interested in a cordless hand mixer like this, I'll put a link in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. Or if you're looking at the full recipe on my Substack, it'll be there as well. I'm going to go ahead and add in some vanilla, just a little bit, and keep mixing, just until incorporated, and we're there. So now that we have this ready, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step, which is whisking together our dry ingredients. Okay, moving right along, we're going to take our all-purpose flour, get that into our bowl, add our cocoa powder, and our fine sea salt. And we're just going to whisk all of these dry ingredients together until we have a nice uniform looking mixture. These pistachio, if you haven't tried anything with pistachio cream, it is excellent. Now you can make your own pistachio cream, and I will put a recipe right down here, well, a link to the recipe that's in my Substack if you want to make your own. I prefer making my own, but today I was trying to make things as easy as possible, so I am using store-bought. You can get pistachio cream at Costco, and that's where I got mine. Okay, that's nicely combined. I'm going to move this to the side, move our mixture, our wet mixture back over, and on a low speed, I'm going to add in the dry ingredients. So let's just put those in, and on low, just until combined, because remember, we don't want to overdevelop the gluten in the flour and make our, basically, brownies tough. So just until combined on a slow speed. I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the side of the bowl because we do have some dry ingredients sort of lingering around there. And I'll check on the bottom also to see if there's anything hanging out down there. Okay. And just finish mixing. And that does it. Now let's take our dark chocolate chunks that we prepared, and we'll just get those into the mix, and we'll just fold those in by hand. This is smelling so decadently chocolate, as you can imagine. I can't wait to bake this. Okay, so our dark chocolate chunks that we've chopped up are in the batter. The next step is to start to get this into the pan. So let's do that. Okay, our oven is warmed up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. All the temperatures for the different kinds of ovens, Fahrenheit, Celsius, will all be right here on screen or in the description box below, so don't worry. Now I've split my batter into two, and I'm going to put half of it into my greased 8x8 inch tin right now. For the bottom layer, going to kind of dollop it in. It's kind of thick, so I'm going to kind of spread it around a little bit so these dollops, so it'll be easier to spread out in a minute. This is half of the batter. You can just eyeball it. I did measure it out because I'm making a video and I wanted it to be exact. Okay, there's half of it. Let's get all of that in there. Okay, and there is a little bit right here. Let's get that in. Okay, so I'm just going to spread this around as evenly as possible in my tin. It's very thick. You want to work it over into the edges. Make sure when you grease your pan that you get into the edges nicely. Just turn the pan around as needed. to work the batter over to the edges and into the corners. I'm just using this little, I think it's called a palette knife, and I'm just working it in to the sides. It's a lot easier for me to work with something little like this that helps me to get into these tight spaces. I'll put a link in the description box below to the set of these that I have. I have like 5 of them that I got in a set. Okay, I have half of my batter in. So now I'm going to take my pistachio cream. Now you can dollop this on. I've decided to put it into a piping bag just to make it easier to apply. So I'm just going to kind of squiggle this around on top of the first half of the batter, the bottom half of the batter, just as evenly as I can. Okay, there we go. And next I have some finely chopped pistachios. These are roasted and salted. And this will replace the crunch that we're going to be missing in a typical Dubai chocolate recipe with that stuff that I don't know how to pronounce, that crunchy, floury, baked stuff that's hard to find in a lot of areas. So I didn't want to use it. And this will give us some nice crunch in the middle. And who doesn't love pistachios? So just kind of sprinkle these all around on top of this layer. And we'll have a nice crunch and an almost Dubai-like dessert. I think will be better actually, so I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to save a little bit for the top. Now we need to put in the next layer. So again, I'm just going to dollop it around to make it easier to spread once I get it all in there. Rather than plopping it all in the center, then it's going to be hard to move around. You want to try not to disturb this underlying layer that we just laid down. We will somewhat, because it can't be avoided, but as much as possible, we don't want to. Okay, all of my batter is in. So now I'm going to use my trusty palette knife just to gently start to work that batter in a nice layer without too much disturbing the layer below. Okay, I believe we have it. Okay, so let's get this into a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 28 to 34 minutes. And as soon as it comes out, we're going to top it with some flaky sea salt and a little bit more crushed pistachios. Let's get this into the oven. Okay, so our brownies are done. So last thing that we have to do right now is put on a little bit of flaky sea salt. So that's what we're going to do right on top. How's that? So these do need to cool down a bit before we slice into them and try them. But if you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel already, please do so. It really helps the algorithm and for others to find our content. And we really do appreciate it. So let's let this cool down and we'll be back to slice it and eat it. Guess what? Our pistachio, lava, chocolate, bars, brownies, whatever you want to call them, are cooled down and they're ready to cut. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut these into about 2 by 2 inch squares. So with this big long knife that I have, okay, and then one more cut right about here. Okay, done with that. Now I'm just going to put a little dollop of pistachio cream on top of each square. So let's start right here. Just a little dollop. And last one. And finally, some of my chopped up pistachios, just here and there. And then we have some bigger pieces that we can just sprinkle here and there on top of our brownies. And there we go. Take a look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out. I'm just going to grab a piece right here, pull it up. Look at that. That looks so good. Get it onto a plate. And we're going to bite into this baby. Now, you can't see too much of the pistachio cream that's in the middle, but it's there. So chocolatey and fudgy. This is going to make a mess on my face, I can tell already. So good. Yum. That is fudgy chocolate decadence. Excuse me while I wipe my mouth. And of course, I have to have some milk. Oh, that's so good. That is fudgy decadence supreme. Take a look. That is so fudgy. Now, if you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please do that now. It really helps us out a lot. And if you like this chocolatey recipe, how about trying out this one right up here? I think you're going to like it too. And thanks for joining us on the Mountaintop Kitchen. I'm going to keep eating. Bye-bye. See you next time. So good.